Good morning. It's 8:51 a.m. on Monday, June 20th, 2022. I'm Christiana Ellis and I more or less just got up. I've been web browsing for a little bit. This is 5 more minutes. I'm taking today off. It's one of those complicated days where technically it's not an official holiday for me, but it is for the place where I work as a consultant. And so I'm taking a paid day off in order to not, you know, go into an office where nobody else is there. It's all fine. But in any case, I'm taking today off. And I've got various things to do. Those things being movies and TV shows to watch and video games to play. I finished Power Wash Simulator yesterday. And that is a good example of a game that I thought I was going to pull up and have be just sort of a little bit of a, you know, do one level or two every so often, almost as a palate cleanse while I was still playing Horizon Forbidden West. But it ended up just being something that I played all the way through until I was done. Now I'm switching back. I did play a little bit more Horizon Forbidden West yesterday, and I like it. But I definitely found myself completely distracted by Power Wash Simulator. I also tried a little bit of a game that's free on Xbox and PC Game Pass this week or this month called shoot, what was it? It's like Outer Lines of Spaceways or something. Shoot, it's something like that, where it is kind of like an overcooked style game where you have a little person and you're trying to run a business and there's lots of things competing for your attention and you have to try to just manage all the things. But it is flying spaceships in the vein of like a 1960s airline where people want meals and they want to be entertained, but you also have to keep the ship in repair and make sure you don't fly into asteroids and that sort of thing. And it looks like it's kind of fun, but it's definitely the sort of game that looks like it could be great fun playing with other people, maybe not the best for single player, or at least that's kind of my own feeling on that subject. I want to play the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, which is a beat 'em up in the style of the older arcade games, but I kind of want to play that multiplayer too. So it's like, so whether or not to try playing it myself or not, there's so many things, so many games and books and podcasts and movies and TV shows. I'm always having to remember this whole adage of, don't worry about missing some because you don't have time. Think of it instead as you'll never run out. There's always some available, but it becomes a question still of choosing, prioritizing, right? All the more reason, though, that if you're really not actually into something that much, maybe don't keep going with it just for the hell of it. There's probably something else you might like better. But that's always a dilemma, too, because there are things like, so for example, the Clone Wars cartoon is a show that has stretches in it that are not great. But at the same time, it is a show that I like in total enough that I have already watched it all the way through once, and now I'm watching it through again in order to follow along with a podcast all about it, which is one of my favorite podcasts now. And like there are things that kind of start one way and then become something else, and you relish the entire experience of it. So deciding how to best spend your free time on your entertainment or whatever, it's like, can be tricky. Can be tricky. And that's all on top of the idea of how much time I should spend on more creative pursuits, making my own stuff. Hmm. How do we spend, how do we choose what we spend our time on? It's a dilemma. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.